It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we have a beer from Badger Ales, Badger Brewery, and this is their Outland West Coast IPA, described as bold, hoppy and citrusy, coming in at 5% ABV. It's in a 440 milliliter can, and I've always found Badger to be a really interesting company. The beers that I kind of started off drinking on the channel, in fact the first ever beer review on this channel 15 years ago, over 15 years ago now, was a bottle of Badger England's Own. Let's get this out into a glass and see what we get. I picked this up in Tesco. It was part of a 4 for 3 deal, and the cans are generally at about 5% ABV. They're going to be about £3 per can, but you can get them on a 4 for 3, so it takes that price down a little bit. So why do I find Badger an interesting brewery? Well, they're a regional brewery. They're a brewery that distributes their beer around a lot of the UK. Yet, they still seem nimble enough to want to try and keep up with what's relevant in beer. And I like that about Badger, I really do. Beer in the glass, we got a 1 finger white head. It's a little bit dark. It's a little bit brown. I'm slightly worried that I might have a bit of a dodgy can here. I don't know. I'm not sure if there's a bit of oxidization going on in this glass. Oxidization, it means exactly what I'm kind of trying to suggest with the word oxidization, and that is that somehow in the process, air, oxygen has been able to impact the beer and it's changed the colour. And it doesn't just change the colour, it changes the flavour of the beer too. So I'm just wondering if they've had a little bit of a problem with their process here, Badger. I don't know, maybe. It certainly looks that way, doesn't it? We got good levels of carbonation on the beer. I think in an ideal world, Badger would have wanted this slightly more golden coloured. We'll get back to the whole Badger story in a moment, but I just want to concentrate on the beer for a moment because I feel like I need to. Well, it's a beer review to start, isn't it? Not a story time. Aroma. It's quite zesty. It's quite zesty. It feels like a lot of the flavours locked into the beer. It's not giving out much in the aroma. It's a little bit piney, a little bit zesty, but it's almost like it wants to lock you into getting your gums around it and sipping it, and that's where all the real flavour is, in the beer rather than the aroma. It's a bit biscuity, it's a bit malty. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. That's perfectly fine. Stone the Crows, actually. Stone the Crows. Well done, Badger Ales. Blimey. This is good. I like the West Coast. I went out on the weekend with friends. Again, it's not story time, is it? So what am I getting? There's some grapefruit, there's some orange peel, there's some fleshy blood orange. There's quite a lot of bitterness on the back end. but there's a nice malty backbone to begin with. It's malty, it's bready, it's biscuity. It's got that lovely punchy, bitter backbone on it. It's grapefruity. It's like biting on orange peel and grapefruit peel. Really good. It's really quite good. Carbonation pushes the beer on the inside of the mouth. It's doing exactly what it says on the tin. I will be very quick with this. So I went out with friends on the weekend, and we were drinking these hazy IPAs, and there was a couple of people on the table drinking sour beer, and we got onto the subject of, remember when beer used to be really bitter? Remember the golden high West Coast IPAs? So when the barman come over, it's like a ring a bell service, and the barman comes over and serves you. I said, I'll try and sort this for you. So I said to the barman, I said, what's the highest IBU beer you have? And they all round the table, they went, oh yes, that's it, IBUs. God, I haven't heard that term for such a long time. But I said, yeah, what's the highest IBU beer you got? And they went, oh, we haven't got much on draft, but we got a couple of cans of something which is of the higher IBU. And it was from Track in Manchester. I can't remember what the beers were now. I know it was West Coast IPA, but it was about 7%, and that had a good bitterness on it. But it put a smile on all of our faces. Long story short, it put a smile on all of our faces, because you don't really see... There's a bit of a comeback in West Coast IPA, and Badger are on it. Badger are like, poof, they're like on it this time. They're like, and that's what I like about Badger. Yes, they brew their kind of poacher's choice, if you want it, and the snack lifter. I think that's Badger, isn't it? Snack lifter, or is that Jennings? Might be Jennings. They brew their kind of like, I forgot the names of their beer now. The Golden Glories and the Golden Ales that they used to produce, but they used to be really zesty, and they were one of the first breweries to get me into beer in the first place. And they bring out some decent milk stouts now, and they bring out some decent West Coast IPAs, and I like that about them, because if you go into a Badger pub, you could go into a thatched roofed Badger pub. They got some amazing pubs at Badger, they really have, especially kind of down Salisbury way, Wiltshire way. They're terrific, they really are. But if you go into one of them pubs, the likelihood is you can probably find this on keg or in the fridge in a can. And that's the great thing about it. That's the great thing about Badger. And this is good. This is really good. It's right with the times. This is right with the times. This is West Coast IPAs making a bit of a comeback. This is pretty decent. It really is. I was slightly concerned by the colour. You all seen that, but it's fine. Absolutely bingo, bango, fine. Really good. I like that. I like that enough to give it an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. I hope you liked the video. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.